Yo YouTube and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 5 ways to improve your recoil no matter what rank you are. Sit back, relax, and let's go through the tips. So starting off, let's just go through the basics. I know most of you understand this, but it's always good to get a refresh. So first of all, the MCW, okay? This is a natural recoil pattern. So this is what happens when I aim down sight and don't do anything else, okay? I shoot, the gun goes straight up. So really easy fix is to start off by using your right stick to correct the recoil pattern. So because the right stick right now is showing a recoil pattern that's kind of like straight vertically, basically just going all the way up, okay? All I'm going to do is with my right stick is use the grain and go against the recoil, okay? So with my right stick I'm going to go down. That's it. Literally all I'm doing is moving my right stick down. So when I shoot now, as I go around the corner, you're going to see we're going to go around the corner. Instead of just aiming down sight and shooting, there's an opponent on my right, I'm going to shoot and keep my right stick down. The way you do that, again, the pressure you put, the amount you move it down is all kind of just, it just happens. The more you play, the more it becomes like second nature. This is obviously against bots, but it's a really good way to practice it. So you go across, you find an opponent, you shoot them. As you shoot them, instead of just shooting it like this, leaving your gun like normal, the recoil's going to go all over the place. You simply just shoot and move your right stick down so that your gun doesn't bounce. That's literally what you're trying to do. Make sure your gun doesn't bounce, okay? That's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Now this is probably the most important one. Obviously all of them apply, but this is the most important one in my opinion. Slide cancelling and centering. This is where most of the people I'm coaching are losing the gunfights. It's not your recoil control, I promise you. It's not the way you're shooting. It's the way you're approaching the gunfights, okay? Let's give you an example. Let's say, okay, let's look at the mini-map. We've got somebody that's underneath right here, okay? So as I go around this corner, I know he's going to be on my left. If I slide cancel now and then look left like that, that opponent is more likely to kill me, okay? Because they are ready for the gunfight. There's a player on my left there. Let's see. If I slide cancel and then look left, you see they're looking at me. Again, this is bots, but it applies. I want you to see from the bots POV here. As I slide cancel around the corner and then look left, it looks very easy for them to kill me, and that's what's happening. People are sliding and then looking where they need to look. So what's happening again, they're jumping and then looking right. That player there, if it wasn't a bot, would have fried me, okay? So you want to make sure instead you're ready for the gunfight. There's a player on my left, I'm a slide cancel, I'm ready for the gunfight. Slide cancel, let's go around, there's a player there. We're always ready for the gunfight. We know where people are going to be. As I'm approaching this corner, okay, this is a very popular kind of lane on high rise, I'm not going to run out. Why? Because if somebody's on that head glitch right there and I'm running out like this, they're going to pre-fire me. They're going to pre-aim me and take me out, okay? So what you want to do for tip number 2 is always be ready for the gunfight where you expect them to be. Right now, I expect them to be on this head glitch, okay? So what I'm doing is as I'm approaching this corner, I'm slide cancelling, I'm pre-aiming the head glitch. That's literally it. Now, it sounds simple. It is simple, but most people struggle to do this, and I understand why. It is simple when you take like a 1-by-1 basis, but in-game, sometimes it is difficult. So if I pause the random subscribers gameplay, and right now their crosshairs like this, I'll be like, okay, think about it. The opponent is likely to come out of that window there, so you have to correct your aim and look at the window. Where that opponent that's out the window, they're just going to jump out and shoot you. So you always want to make sure you're ready for the fight. There's a player on my right, I'm going to slide cancel round, center in, and that's it. When you do the work, when you use your crosshair and you center before you get into the gunfight, you are essentially doing the work already. All you then have to do is shoot and control the recoil, which we went through in stage 1. Is very simple to do. Do these together and you'll be good to go. So that's kind of the centering angle. The slide cancel is very important as well, because what people are doing when they're slide cancelling is they're slide cancelling and then turning. You want to slide cancel as you're sliding, sliding and slide cancelling. You want to move your right stick with you. This is your centering. This is what's going to work on your centering, okay? The left stick is what you do in the gunfight. So right now I'm in a gunfight, I'm using the left stick, okay? So we go around the corner, left stick right now to control my strafe. Right stick is to control my centering. Right stick, then left stick. So it's always moving forward with your left stick, using your right stick to face the direction. As you're sliding, you want to be using them both together. So as you're sliding, you want to move your left stick forward, so you're getting that momentum forward. Use your right stick to control where you're going, okay? Let's go nicely into tip number 3. Tip number 3, I spoke about it briefly, but strafing. Strafing is one of the most craziest things in the game, and for some reason, people don't do it. People do not do it nearly enough. Now, let me show you the 2 advantages of strafing and why you need to be using it. Advantage number 1, you get ridiculous aim assist, okay? If you strafe, I should have had my second PC ready, but right now I'm just going to show you against the wall, but it's not going to be as good. I'm sorry about that. When you see an opponent, okay, if they run past my screen right now, nothing happens. There's no aim assist. So if I'm having a gunfight and I'm kind of shooting like this, it's really hard to control the recoil because I'm basically getting no extra aim assist. But if I'm doing this, if I'm strafing, I am getting additional aim assist. So most of the time you're going to see a gunfight, they do not, like right now, if I see this opponent, I'm not going to stand still and just shoot my right stick. I'm not going to do that because you can see even like with him not moving, it's extremely hard to get that shot off because you have to be very accurate. And the problem is that player is most likely going to be moving. So if I walked around and I was like, okay, I see this player here, and I just stood still and just used my right stick, it's really not easy to do. What you want to be doing is you want to be fluent. You want to find every single gunfight you're in, you're strafing. You're strafing, even like gunfights like that, where they're at distance, all those type of stuff. You just want to be constantly strafing. The amount of times I've coached people that they like struggle with the strafe, but they know what they're doing and it's just one of those where it's just not a habit yet. It's not about the strafe being difficult, it's about actually using it in your game. So I recommend shooting some bots if you guys haven't already, and just strafe. So right now, look, strafing, getting the kill. So I'm using my right stick to get my centering working. Once I'm there, I just strafe to get the kill. That's literally it. And the other advantage, okay, let's imagine I'm on this head glitch right here. Let's find a better one. Let's imagine I'm on this head glitch right here, okay? The opponent is coming around that corner. If I'm standing on this head glitch and I'm shooting like this, obviously I'm at a good point, I'm on a head glitch, but he can easily, you know, slide cancel there and shoot me because I'm not moving. So when you're strafing, it allows you to be mobile, right, on a head glitch, so you're even a harder target to hit. This is so important. So not only do you get more aim assist, you're also a harder target to hit. Make sure you're strafing every single time. Takes us to tip number 4. This one is a little bit more complex, but if you can do it, it will absolutely change your game, no doubt in my head. This is the tap fire, okay? The problem with the weapons and the recoil and the way people understand it is people expect recoil, or people think recoil is the same throughout the weapon. The thing is, the more you shoot a weapon in the same mag, the more the recoil starts to bounce. The first few bullets are actually the easiest to control. So right now, look at this. If I shoot like this, I'm not even touching my right stick. My hand is off the right stick. But because I am moving like that, it allows me to have recoil control. Because what happens is the first few bullets of your shots are not actually heavily recoiled. Like the bullets don't really bounce too much. So if you can make sure every time you approach an enemy, you're hitting them with just the first like 4 or 5 shots and then stopping, you will literally get unlimited recoil control. Because right now I'm not even using my right stick. I'm literally going around and all I'm doing is shooting 3 bullets and stopping. Shooting 3 bullets and stopping. So if you can get into a rhythm where you shoot 5 or 6 bullets, because that's kind of the amount it takes to kill someone, and then stop and then shoot again, you will essentially have no recoil. It's such a crazy kind of code that for some reason a lot of people don't do. And I think the reason people don't do it is because they think if they, for example, stop shooting, right, then they're going to be more likely to die because the other player is constantly shooting. But the factor is the fact that the other player is more likely to miss their shots when they're spraying. Let's say I wanted to kill this opponent, right? Around there. Let's just, I'm holding my aim down. You can see it's kind of hard to control because the more I shoot, the more the gun starts to bounce, even though I'm using my recoil control tips that I spoke about. But if I was to do this, right? Just tap fire. I go around, I just shoot once or twice, and then I stop, and then I finish off the kill. It's such a nice way of making sure all your bullets hit, and it just allows you to be more accurate. If you guys want proof, watch Dashi play. The guy is insane. His shot is incredible. He's like my favorite pro to watch in terms of just raw like AR skill and shot. And when he shoots bots, he has like a style to it. He has a rhythm. He shoots like 5 shots and then he stops. He shoots like 6 shots and stops. He shoots the exact amount of bullets it takes to kill someone. And there's kind of like an art form in that. If you can master that kind of art form, your recoil control, your overall shot will be so much better. This isn't just an AR. This is also for the sub. And it's just really impactful. So when you're going around, make sure you don't just spray your bullets. If they're at a bit of a distance, let's say this plays in the head glitch, just shoot once and then stop for 1 second. Then what happens is the rest of your shots will be a lot easier to manage. Or find a rhythm that works for you. So maybe you shoot twice and then stop. Or you shoot 3 times and then it bounces back. Or you just shoot like in bursts of 2, bursts of 3. You can even shoot in bursts of 5, depends. It really depends on your playstyle, how you want to approach the gunfight, and just what works for you. So right now I'm going to shoot and stop. That's kind of how I practice. I'm like, okay, I can only hit 6 bullets. So I'm on 30 right now. So I stop right there. You see I hit 5 bullets and stopped? I have to find a rhythm that works. There I hit 6. It's just about finding a rhythm. So I'm literally looking at the magazine and seeing how many bullets does it take for me to do this. That lets me know if I'm doing it correct. Because before you won't realize, like, let's say right now I go across that kill right there. I killed 3 people in 21 bullets. That means my average bullets there was 7. That's a bit too high. That means I missed some shots. But if my average bullets is 5, that means I didn't miss a shot. So for me to improve my recoil, it's a really good way to practice. If I don't miss a shot, then I should be able to get 6 kills with 1 magazine. But I guarantee when people play, they get like 2 kills and they have to reload. Obviously, there's times where you want to be pre-firing, or you really do want to be like just shooting, and there's definitely ways you can like have variations. Like you can definitely try different things, but I really want everyone to try the tap fire. I think it's so important to your game just to add that recoil control. And let's go forward to tip number 5. This one is the last tip, but it's very, very important. So I speak a lot about recoil control. It's very easy when you're shooting bots because the bots don't have any movement. They just stand there, right? So I do understand it's different in game. The big variation that people, again, don't really consider isn't the opponents, but it's themselves. When you are standing still like this, if I crosshair in the middle, if I have a crosshair there and I shoot, I'm going to get a headshot, okay? Because the gun is going to bounce slightly up. So, I used to try to center towards people's head. I used to do this for the longest time. I was like, right now, if I center to the head and I'm gonna shoot, you notice there how my shots go above the head? It's because when I'm shooting, if my crosshair's on the head and I miss a shot, it's going to go above. So by me having my crosshair on the head, it wasn't actually saving me, it was actually hurting me. So what I've started to do is try to get my crosshair around their chest, so that even if I control my recoil, it's still going to go up slightly, right? That way I can get those natural headshots. So if I can shoot at like a point where I'm going for the headshots, I'm actually being accurate, and even with the natural recoil, I'm able to get them, it's a lot better. And this is where the jump shot comes into play. When you are shooting somebody and jumping, let's say I aim at their head and I jump, my aim is going to go over their head, okay? So what you actually want to do is you want to aim at their chest and then jump. Because when you aim at their chest and then jump, you are going to get more headshots. This is something I learned from MWIII like a while back when I'm watching his gameplay. I noticed that when he centers on someone's head and then jumps, it's constant headshots. It's constant headshots because you're aiming and then you're jumping. So you don't need to correct your recoil too much. Because when you aim in and jump, right, look at my crosshair. Right now it's on that top of the letter, top of the sign. If I jump, it goes higher. Just by a little bit, right? But that still matters. Now, one way to counter it is when you're jumping, move your right stick slightly lower. So right now, you see how my crosshairs on the sign? As I jump, it still is around the sign. Why? Because I'm moving it slightly lower. So as I jump, all I'm doing is I'm moving my right stick slightly down. So if you do manage to have your centering a little bit high, you can kind of compensate by doing that. So right now, our centering's there. We jump, but we still aim lower. So we look, our centering is quite high, we jump or we aim lower. But I still feel like you miss a few shots there. So my biggest kind of advice is to center like the low end of the head, like literally just the upper chest. Because what's going to happen is you're going to jump shot a lot and it's going to just make it so much easier to hit those headshots. Again, a lot of people don't really think about that. They think, you know, just jumping is fine, but you're going to miss so many shots. So make sure your crosshair placement is around the top of the chest, like the lower area of the head, so that if you do jump, you're still hitting those headshots, okay? Which obviously does more damage with most of the weapons, and it's just a lot easier to kind of get kills. Now, that's one side of point 5. The other side is a drop shot. This is one, again, that most people don't really consider. When you are drop shotting, let's just take this gunfight for what it was. My crosshair is around there. If I drop shot right now with nothing else, just go down, my crosshair is now on the floor, okay? That opponent, if I shot, I would not have shot him right now. I would not have killed him. Why? Because my crosshair is too low. For example here, if I shoot early, it works out okay. If I'm shooting a little bit too late, you see I miss. So you can drop shot without correcting your right stick and get kills, absolutely. But the problem is if you miss some shots, if you miss some shots, your right stick will be too low. So what I like to do when I'm drop shotting, I like to move my right stick slightly up. So right now I'm about to drop shot around the corner, okay? So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna drop shot around the corner, and then I'm gonna move my right stick slightly up, so that as I'm going down, my right stick is compensating for me going low, basically. So right now I'm gonna shoot this player. As I'm shooting him, you can see my right stick go up. It's very hard to do at distance. So this just takes practice. I've watched Celium do this a lot, he's very, very good at the drop shot at range. Because again, it's something that people don't really consider like a threat. When someone's far away, you mainly think of the jump shot, right? But if you can get the drop shot working at range, it's incredible for you. And the way to just help your recoil is to go against the grain. So right now, let's say I'm drop shotting. I don't know how I will bang him, that's crazy. But look how my last shot's there, right? I don't want that. I want my last shot to still be around his chest. So as I drop shot, I'm going to move my stick up. That's a perfect example of the head glitch. Let's say I'm going around, I'm drop shotting. My aim will go all over the place. But if I drop shot and I'm moving my stick up as well, I'm going to get headshots. So just a really good way to practice is to do that. Literally drop shot and move your stick up a bit. So right now, drop shot, move my stick up. Now, it's very unlikely you're going to get headshots when drop shotting simply because you have to literally aim up there. But it can be done with this method, okay? So one way to practice is just to go down, drop shot, and see how much you need to correct your aim and kind of where you're comfortable with. We go through, we shoot one, we shoot the other. It does take some time because you're now doing two mechanics at once. So you're drop shotting while also moving your right stick up. It is very weird. It's a lot easier to do against bots. Sometimes in the game, I do find myself struggling with it. But again, it's just one of those movement mechanics you can add to your game to improve. But yeah, that's going to be a nice little 16-minute guide. Kind of just showing you 5 different methods of how to control your recoil. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Just me warming up. When I'm warming up, I like to do like videos like this because it allows me to explain kind of my thought process, where most of the time when I'm warming up, I'm kind of just on autopilot. So if you guys did enjoy this type of stuff, man, let me know what specifically you guys are struggling with, and I'll try to give my kind of take on it. I know there's some, you know, there's different ways of doing stuff, right? So yeah, just let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the video, if you want anything specific like this again, and yeah, I'll make sure to do it for you guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys for another video later on today. Peace.